Afterthoughts and Step Out Souls. I've mentioned before about the irony of having a website full of information about the distorted control matrix and how it was created. As we continue to co-create our reality in every moment, it's important to know how we've been co-creating and fueling the distortion so that we know how to correct it. However, our intention and focus should not be on the past completely, but instead on focusing on what is right in front of us as we walk through the end of time. So if you are newly awakened or newly arrived on the planet, the message that would be the best to spread to the rest of awakening humanity should be not the past, but from a balanced and higher perspective, definitely not from a victim mode or from a confused or a distorted 3D, 4D perspective. So when you are triggered or confused, sometimes it's better not to say anything at all than to contribute to the collective in a frequency lower than 5D, which connects us to our multi-dimensional information and capabilities of understanding. So it's better to bring yourself to a balanced 0 point place before acting or speaking. So let's get into the real problem here. The real virus is a virus of the mind, and it's fueled by the negative ego. The term, let us make man in our image, is kind of a clue to the problem here. If you know the story of those who changed our DNA to an inorganic state without the permission of Earth consciousness, took on negative ego traits of the genetic scientists in the template. When the majority of us delete the negative ego program, then we discontinue creating a distorted negative overlay, and all that was created from it falls away. When we project love, compassion, and empathy, then the broadcast frequency that we send out is then cohesive and harmonic. The meek will inherit the earth. I looked up the definition of meek, and I found this. Meekness is essentially an attitude or quality of heart whereby a person is willing to accept and submit without resistance to the will and desire of someone else. From a higher perspective, if we are all aspects of Source, and if the ego traits of the personality are the virus, when the virus is gone, then we are just love. This is the true application of treating others like you'd want to be treated. Really, really look at every action, projection, and outburst you may still have. Is that really you? And the only reason I can share this with you today is not out of judgment, but by observing my own work in what was in front of me and how I act and react in everyday life. If 2/3 of the population have been NPCs, and if they have a vote in how we are going to create our reality here from the unconscious, and if they have been spreading the negative ego virus back and forth to each other, then it seems to me that if you stop and don't play the game and don't spread the virus, that we can stop this. All we need is 1% over 1/2 of the population to spread meekness instead of the virus, and our troubles will be over. Another afterthought. After further looking into NPCs, I finally realized how AI was running the bodies. I kept questioning this because many people have said that a body cannot operate without a soul. I think that what happens is that the original soul that's occupying the body may pop out of the body due to trauma or literally looking around at this ugly ego virus and saying, I just can't deal with this. They may step out, but they may still be tethered by the silver cord. So this makes their body an organic portal if they're not the ones driving the vehicle. In this case, it's like the soul is trapped in a place where they are animating the body, but do not have control over the body. Because they're not centered and grounded or embodied, other beings can then drive the vehicle. If a soul wishes to walk in, makes an agreement with them to make an exchange, then they can finally get help to either leave and the new walk-in can animate the body, or they may decide just to hang out for some miracle event that could happen to where the environment would be conducive for them to step back into their own body. Now, this is different than the hijacking of the body by the discarnate souls and earthbound souls who are looking for a comfy place to hide, or even interdimensionals that may pop in and out of the organic portal to have a look around or to drive the vehicle for a while. Oftentimes, this is really what happens when people that use alcohol or drugs step over the line where they literally are so high that they step outside of their body. Many people have done this, stepping in and out. But I'm really talking about souls that literally step out and stay out. A part of the huge walk-ins coming in will be the welcoming of the original step-out souls, stepping back in because it's safe to do so. And once we have eliminated the negative ego virus, more than 51% of the population, it allows them to finally complete their journey. Without the phantoms and attacks that the virus had created in the distorted hall of mirrors, it will give them the chance that they need to wake up and do their work, be in control of their self and their reality and their creation, and raise their vibration. Some of the step-outs will still decide to leave and are still making agreements with one of the millions of souls that came through the Lionsgate portal and are going to be walking in. So you see, some will have their memory as they've been watching the show from the outside of their bodies as step-outs, and some will enter fresh as walk-ins, making a soul exchange with the souls that have been stepped out of the body. Soon, the barrier that wipes a walk-in's memory will dissolve, and many future walk-ins will retain their memory as they arrive. So, they're not arriving in spaceships out there. They're arriving in bodies around us, because we are raising the collective frequency where we can meet them. Some of these walk-ins are aspects of us from other timelines or realms, and together we will assist in raising the collective to a higher frequency, which will connect us completely to our multidimensional selves. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here at this time to assist in the collective of raising the Earth's frequency to a fifth dimensional and multidimensional scale. The next video in this series will be the questions and answers. See you then.